Hi my dear friends, so today we are going to solve the partition equal subset problem. So I will take you to the problem. So as you can see, this is a lead code challenge. So what is the question? Question is given like this: given a non-empty array nums, okay, and it contain only positive integers. This array contain positive integers, and find if array can be partitioned into two subset such that sum of elements in both the subset is equal. Okay, so input is like this: one. What is the array given? Array is given with the elements 1, 5, 11, 5. Okay, and they have asked us the question that is this array can be partitioned into two arrays. Okay, so we have to give output in true or false. Okay, so as you can see, this array contain the element 1, 5, 11 and 5. So we can do two partitions. First partition will have the elements 1, 5, 5, and second partition will have the elements 11. If you are going to add them, what you are going to get? 1 plus 5 plus 5, it will be 11. Okay, and here also sum of elements will be 11. It means we can distribute this array into two partitions, P1 and P2, such that the partition sum is equal. Okay, so here we have to return the output as true. Okay, this was the first example given. Now let us take the second example. It is 1, 2, 3 and 5. Okay, so we need to check for that. 1, 2, 3 and 5. These are the elements given to us. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 5. Yes. Now what we have to do? We have to check, can we divide this array into two subset such that sum of elements is equal. Okay, so let us take 2 and 3 here. So what is the sum? Sum is 5. And if you are going to take 1 and 5 in this subset, sum will be 6. Okay, if you are going to shift 1 here, so here now what will be the sum? 3 plus 2, 5, 5 plus 1, 6. Now the sum is 6. But in this subset, we have only one element which have sum as 5. Okay, you can try other permutations and combination also, but we cannot split this array into two sub arrays such that sum of each sub array is equal. Okay, you can try like this. 5 and 1 we have done. Okay, 3 elements, 2 element, any permutation and combination you can try, but you are not going to get two sub arrays whose sum is equal. Okay, so let us again move to the problem how we can approach this. So array was given to us with the elements 1, 5, 11 and 5. Okay, this was the array given to us. So what we have done, we have divided this array into two arrays. Okay, let's say this is partition 1 and partition 2. This is the sum of the array 1 and sum of subset of 2, and they both are equal. So we can consider like this: S1 will be equals to S2 and let it equals to S. Let us assume. So I am going to write let. Okay, let say sum of first partition is equal to sum of second partition, and they both are equal to some variable S. Okay, so if you are going to find the sum of the array, so what will be the sum of the array? Let us add them. 1 plus 5 will be 6, 6 plus 11 will be 17, and 17 plus 5 will be 22. So the sum of arrays is 22. And we have seen the example that if you are going to divide like this, so here the sum will be 11, here also 11. But if you are going to add both of them, what you are going to get? 22. That is sum of the array. So I can say like this, that this we have considered as S1, this we have considered as S2. So S1 plus S2, this will be equals to sum of array. Okay, and we know that S1 will be equals to S2. Okay, as we here mentioned that S1 and S2 both are equal and they are equal to S. So we can write like this: S plus S is equal to sum of array. So we can write like this: 2s is equal to sum of array. Now tell me one thing, just a general observation. If you are going to multiply any number with the 2, will the number will be odd or even? Okay, let us take the example. If you are going to multiply 1 with 2, you are going to get 2. This is a even number. If you are going to multiply 2 with 7, let us take a odd number. So it will be 14. This is also even. If you are going to multiply 2 with the 10, it is 20. So this is also even. So if you are going to multiply any number with 2, output will be always a even number. Okay, output will be always a even number. So here also we are multiplying 2 with a number, so we are sure that output is a even number. Okay, output is a even number. It means if we are having even number in the LHS, it means sum of array should also be even. Sum of array should also be even. Okay, if the sum of array is odd, then what will happen? Let us take the example. What example we have taken? Just above we have taken the example 1, 2, 3, 5, 1, 2, 3 and 5. Okay, again take the example 1, 2, 3 and 5. Okay, let us add and check whether the sum is even or odd. So 5 plus 3, 8, 8 plus 2, 10 and 10 plus 1, 11. Okay, the sum was odd. So we haven't got any two subset whose they are equal, because here every value is integer. So if we are going to divide 11 into two equal parts, that is going to be 5.5 and 5.5. Means the sum of the first subset should be 5.5 and the sum of second subset should be 5.5. But as we have integers here, it means if the sum of array is odd, we are not going to get any equal subset. So here the answer will be false. Okay, so one thing is clear. If what is clear? If sum of array is odd, then we are going to get no solution. So output will be false. This we are sure. Okay, so one thing is clear for now. If the sum of array is odd, we are not going to get any two equal subset. You can take one other example. If you want to suppose the sum of array is 23, so what you can do? You can do the partition 1 contain 11, 1 contain 12. Okay, but you can't do the partition of again 11.5 and 11.5, because in the question I told you that all the inputs, all the elements in the array are integer. So one thing is clear as of now. If you can write like this, if some percentage 2 is not equal to 0, then return false. Return false. Okay, so one condition is clear. Now we have to see the other condition. Else. Now again let us move to the question. What was the question given to us? Question was given like this: 1, 5, 11, 5. And this was in the equal partition of 1, 5, 5 and 11. Okay, and the sum of array was 22. Now tell me one thing. If the partitions are done, so if you are going to add them, you are going to get sum of the array. So basically what you have to check? Ultimately you have to check whether this array contains a subset whose sum is sum of array by 2. Whose sum is sum of array by 2, that is 11. So we have to check whether this subset contain a set whose sum is 11. If answer is yes, then we can do the equal partition. I hope you got the problem what I want to say. Here what we have to do, we have to divide it into the two partitions. Okay, this is P1 and P2. We know that P1 sum is S and P2 sum is also S. And what will be the value of S? Value of S will be sum of array, that is 22 by 2, that is 11. If sum is 11, then only we can say that 11 plus 11 will be 22. It means now the question statement has changed. What is the question statement now? We have to search for a subset whose sum is S. And what is the value of S? it is 22 by 2, that is 11. It means we can say like this, in the else part, if what we have to do, we have to check is subset, there is a subset possible, okay, whose sum is s by 2. Let us say s is equal to sum of array and number of elements we are going to pass. Now we have to check this, and how we are going to check that? We are going to check that by the DP. We have just solved the last question on the subset sum problem, so we are going to use the same logic. So first of all, how we are going to solve subset sum problem? In subset sum problem, we are going to make a DP. Okay, DP will contain with the size. What is the size of elements? It is n plus 1 and sum plus 1. Okay, this is going to be a matrix. Okay, so what is the value of n? N value is number of elements in the array. So how many elements are there? 4. What is the sum? Sum of the array is 22. But what we have to check? We have to check whether a subset is present whose sum is 11, means s by 2. So what is the value of sum here? Sum value is 11. So we have to make a matrix which is 4 plus 1 and 11 plus 1. It means matrix size will be 5 and 12. So we have created a matrix. Okay, this is 0 1 2 3 4, 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11. Okay, so like this we are going to have. Okay, so yes, if you are going to see how many 5 means 1 2 3 4 5, we have 5. Okay, yes, we are correct. So 0 comma 0, okay, 0, this indicates sum of values and this indicate number of elements of array, number of elements in array. Okay, so number of elements in array are 0 if there are no element in the array. Okay, array is empty. So can we get sum as 0? Yes, we can get sum as 0 if we are going to take null set. Can we get sum as 1? Okay, now question is like this, a array do not contain element, and we want sum of element to be 1. Is it possible? No, is it not possible, because if the array is empty we can't get the sum as 1. Okay, if the array is empty, here it is asking can we get the sum 2? No, we can't get. Similarly, we need to fill all the entries. Okay, like this. Now as we know, we have to fill the first row and column. So this was the first row, now we have to fill the first column. Okay, so let us fill this. This says that we have one element. Okay, what was our array? Our array was 1 5 11 5. Okay, let us write is here 1 5 11 5. So it is saying that we have one element, that is 1. Can we get the sum as 0? This 0 means can we get the sum as 0? Yes, if you are going to select a null array, the sum of elements of this null array will be 0. It means true. This saying that 2, we have 2 elements in the array. What are the 2 elements? 1 and 5. Can we get the sum as 0? Yes, we can get the sum as 0 if we are going to choose array that is empty. Okay, so the sum of all the elements of the null set is 0. Yes, it is possible. So we are sure that we are going to get true here. So in DP what we have to do? We have to fill first row and first column, that we have done. Now we can write the code. So first of all, what we have to do? We have to declare the size of the size of the matrix. Then we have to fill first element and first row and first element. How we are going to do that? By the for loop. Okay, so let us apply the for loop. For, okay, I in range of how many elements are there? First of all, we have to write row number of elements in the row. How many elements are there in the row? 4 plus 1. Okay, so you can define row like this, or here you can write n to avoid the confusion. Okay, I am writing the Python syntax for j in range of columns, and that are sum plus 1. Okay, if I equal to 0. Okay, I equal to 0 means we are talking about this. So element should be false. So first of all, a of I comma 0, it should be false. Okay, yes, a of I comma 0, this should be false. Okay, and if j is equal to 0, if j equal to 0, then this is dp, not a. dp element of 0 comma j, we have to fill this with true. Okay, so are you getting what I have written? I will show you once again. Just let me minimize it. Yes, 1 comma 0, this contain the element 1 comma 0. Okay, 2 comma 0. Okay, sorry, we are talking about this. So here it will be true. Okay, true, and here it will be false. I hope it doesn't confuse you much. You have to cross check, then only your confusion will go. Okay, 0 comma z. 0 means we are fixed for the first row. Now if the value changes, we have to write false everywhere. Okay, I hope you got it. Okay, so this we have done the entries of the first row and first column. Now what we have to do? We know the logic. What is the logic? First of all, this is w. Okay, w is the elements of the array. Okay, so there are two cases. If w is greater than the sum, okay, then we are sure that we are not going to take the element. And if w is less than sum, then we have two choices, either take it or leave it. Okay, so this is the flow chart. So same flow chart we have to use. Okay, so for I in range from 1 to n plus 1, for j in range 1 to sum plus 1. Okay, and here I am going to apply if array of I minus 1 is greater than j. Okay, this case, if sum of the element of array, w was the element of array, if it is greater than sum, then we are not going to take it. It means dp of I comma j will be equals to dp of I minus 1 comma j. Okay, if you have doubt how I have written this logic, please watch my last video. Okay, else if the sum is greater, we have two choices, either take it or leave it. So let us write both the things. dp of I comma j will be equals to dp of I minus 1 comma j. So one thing is that leave it, or dp of, if you are going to take it, so what is going to happen? We need to subtract the sum that we have taken from the total amount. I will tell you why we are doing this. Okay, I minus 1. Okay, suppose we have the elements 1, 5, 11, 5. Suppose you are choosing element 5. Okay, let us take about 5. If you choose the 5, okay, so total, first of all we require the total of 11. But if you choose the 5 in the subset, now what is the total required? 11 minus 5, that is 6. Now you need to search if you can get the elements whose sum is 6. It means if one element we have choose, then the sum value will be 11 minus the element that we have choose. So what I have done, the sum value will be the j is the sum minus the element that we have chosen. Okay, so that's why this is decrease. So this is the logic, and at the end where we are going to get the solution? In the last column. So you can write like this, at the end return dp of n comma sum. Okay, if this return true, it means that subset can be partitioned into two subset whose sum is s by 2, s by 2, if suppose s is the total sum. So I will summarize the question once. The question was like this: we contain the element 1, 5, 11 and 5. We need to check, can we get two subset whose sum is equal. So what we have done, first of all we checked if the sum is odd. If the sum is odd, then we are not going to get the subset whose partition, we cannot get two subset whose sum is equal. If sum is even, then we have to check, can we get a subset whose sum is sum of array by 2, sum of array by 2, because here the sum of array was 22. So we have checked, can we get a array whose sum is 11. If we get a array, if we get a single array, then we are sure that we are going to get one more array. So you don't have to check for both, like you are getting two arrays or not. You just have to check whether you are getting at least one array, and that will give the solution. So I will write the answer like this. So this is the solution. If from I is equal to 0 to I less than n, I plus plus, first of all you need to define sum as 0. You need to find sum is equal to sum plus array of I. Okay, this will give you the sum of the array. Now you have to check, if some percentage 2 is not equal to 0, it means it is odd. Then what you have to do, you have to return false. Okay, else what you have to do, you have to return the subset sum, that program that we have written, by passing the value of array and sum by 2, because this will give the sum of array, but we need to check for sum by 2, and we will get the final solution. I hope you got the solution. If you have any doubt or I have done any mistake in the video, you can tell me in the comment section. Thank you.